Hi, this is Kathy with ucompose, and thank you for joining me. So we've just finished a song on the previous video, and I'm ready to start another one. I have a tune in my mind that's mulling over and over, and I need to put it down on paper. So I would like you to join me. If you don't know how to pull up a page like this on your iPad or your computer or phone, go back to video number 14 under the ucompose playlist, and I walk you through how to set up the Notion app. So, and it's free, it doesn't cost anything. And so this is another fun way to learn how to read and write music. And maybe someday, if you don't already have a keyboard, you will want one as you learn all there is that you need to know about the piano. Okay, so I labeled my song S2. My first song was S1 because these are your songs. I just put a K there for my initial because I just want to give you ideas. I actually do write little songs to demonstrate and for you to follow a guideline. But I would encourage you not to do it exactly like I'm doing it, and get creative, and even creative with words. But one of the great ways you can learn is just by following someone along that has been doing it for a while. So let's get started, and in my little tune I want to start with F, and I want to make them quarter notes. So here we go. Now I want to make a dotted quarter note, so I'm highlighting the dot. Still an F. And to complete this note here, to make two whole beats there, I need an eighth note. So I will make another F, a lot of Fs in my little melody line, and then I'm going to make two more eighth notes. So that's my first measure. Now, and to explain the rhythm here, and of course the Notion app plays this back and will play it correctly, but you have 4 beats to the measure there. Quarter note gets 1 beat, so this gets almost 2. There's the rest of that beat there. So let's count it. It would be 1, 2, 3, and this eighth note completes that second beat of the dotted quarter note. So again, it's 1, 2, 3, and then these are 2 eighth notes equal 1 beat, so you would count it 4 and. So here we go again, one more time. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. So there's my rhythm. My second measure, I'm just going to go back to the quarter note with an F, and I'm going to end the second measure on a dotted half note, which gets 3 beats, and it's going to be an E. Now, if you followed along, you're going to think, well, she's in the key of C. There's no sharp or flats up in the key signature. However, I did start on an F, and the F does not belong to the 1 chord of C. So if you're in C position, you would start, of course, there's a C. You think of C to C for a C scale. The 1 chord in C would be C, E, G, and that would be a strong chord to start on, your 1 chord. However, I started on the F, which belongs, which we already know, to the 4 chord. We used that a lot in our last song. And that was part of my thinking as well. Repetition is the mother of learning, right? And so we know the 4 chord of C is F, A, C in root position. But let's invert that 4 chord. We're going to put C on the bottom there. Oops, I forgot to highlight the chord. C, F, A. And I'm also going to put it over here in the second measure because that's an F as well. But let's make that quarter note. We don't need, we only need 1 beat there of that inverted 4 chord. And then this E is a nice long E. It actually gets 3 beats in that measure. So we want to make a nice strong chord under it, which would be, we'll make it whole note, or no, we need another dotted half note. 3 beats, just like the E above it. Let's make, there's your 1 chord on C right there, and you'll see how it resolves itself when we play it back. All right, so let's tap it here, and let's hear what we've done. Oh yes, and one more thing I wanted to do. Let's see if I can do now that I've moved my cursor here a little bit. Let's see if I can get those ties in there. Sure enough. Now we used these ties in the last video as well, or in our last song, because it just doesn't sound quite as boxy. Remember, your other instrument is going to be the vocalist here. A voice is an instrument as well. So in this situation, the piano accompaniment is just supporting the right hand melody line. So now let's hear. I bet you will like it a little better. Yeah, well, I like it better. Now you can write it however you choose. So that's going to be my first couple of measures. Now remember, if I've lost you, be sure and go back to a previous video and learn how to read and write music. And if you don't have your own keyboard, with the Notion app, you can see that it provides it, and it also plays it back for you what you put in there. And remember, you don't have to use the notes that I'm using. FAC, even if you use this chord down here, which is the inverted fourth chord, your melody line could start on the A, or it could even start on C. Now C would be the fifth of the four chords, so I'm not sure if you will like that sound, because the root of the fourth chord is F, and the third interval is A. And those are both very strong tones to spell that fourth chord. But it's to that listening ear, and it's the kind of song that you would like to write yourself. So go ahead and have some fun with this. We'll continue on again, and we'll get started on our second song. Thanks for joining me.